17 bodies. On a single stretch of shoreline between two villages, 17 people vanished or turned up dead beside the water. And almost none of them had been eaten. What kind of animal kills like this, leaves the bodies untouched, vanishes for years, and always returns to the same villages? That's the question that has terrified the northern shores of Burundi for decades. And when someone finally went looking for the answer, what they found was stranger than anyone had imagined. Because the suspect didn't just exist, he carried on his own body the scars of everyone who had tried to kill him and failed. Let's get our bearings. We're in Burundi, in the heart of Central Africa, where the Ruzizi River empties into Lake Tanganyika, the second largest and one of the deepest lakes on the continent. In this world of untamed wilderness, hippos wade among the reeds, fish eagles glide over the water, and fishermen paddle their canoes with one eye always on the surface. And there is something beneath that surface the villagers learned to fear by name. It all began with a pattern. The deadly attacks started to hit the area in 1987, and according to the reports, they were concentrated in 3 villages, Magara, Kanyosha, and Minago, all bordering Lake Tanganyika. But the disturbing part wasn't just that there were crocodile attacks. These waters hold plenty of Nile crocodiles. The disturbing part was something else. Even though many crocodiles turned up along the shores, witnesses always pointed to the same culprit, an unusually large creature with a visible scar on top of its head. Always the same one, always the same mark. And here comes the detail that turns a story about dangerous wildlife into something far more unsettling. Every 3 years, there was a brief wave of attacks between October and February, and then everything went quiet again. A cycle. As if the killer appeared, took his toll, and vanished for years at a time. Where did it go? Why did it always return to the same villages? Nobody knew. And what was discovered about who it attacked makes it even harder to forget. Enter Patrice Faye, a French resident of Burundi and a self-taught naturalist who began hunting the crocodile in 1998. Faye sometimes worked with a group of fishermen, and it was they who told him a huge crocodile had attacked one of their companions. Faye started investigating, and the pattern he pieced together was chilling in its regularity. Many of the victims were children swimming in the lake with their friends. Fishermen were frequent victims too. Faye obtained a permit to hunt and kill the culprit. But when he finally got close enough to the animal, he stopped thinking about killing it. Because what he saw matched nothing he had ever known. The crocodile was colossal. National Geographic estimated it could easily be over 6 meters long and weigh more than 900 kilos. It's thought to be over 60 years old and still growing. To put that in perspective, an average Nile crocodile is about 4 meters. This was a giant among giants. Faye gave it a name, Gustave. But the size wasn't the strangest thing. The strangest thing was written across its skin. In the late 90s or early 2000s, the crocodile was seen with 3 bullet scars. Its right shoulder blade was also deeply wounded, and the circumstances of those 4 injuries are unknown. The marks along its side looked like gunshot wounds, and the shoulder injury suggested a previous encounter with armed soldiers. Think about that for a moment. Someone at some point shot it, several times, with firearms, and the animal survived every time. Gustave has 3 bullet wounds and damage to its right shoulder blade, but no one knows how it got them. That apparent immortality fed a legend. And here we have to be honest, because this is where the story gets slippery. Some local hunters supposedly tried to kill it, only for their bullets to bounce off its hide. There are tales of grenades and ambushes too. Much of this is oral tradition, impossible to verify, but the scars are real, documented by those who observed it up close. And every failed attempt, every bullet that didn't stop it, only deepened the sense that this animal could not die. Now why does it kill like this? Why does it leave the bodies almost untouched? Here lies the core of the mystery, and there's a surprisingly rational explanation. The scientists who have studied Gustave argue that its unusual size and weight prevent it from hunting the crocodile's usual agile prey, like fish, antelope, and zebra, forcing it to attack larger animals, hippos, buffalo, and humans. It's too big to be fast, so it goes after the slow. And unfortunately, a fisherman on the shore or a child in the water is slow prey. But that doesn't fully explain why it doesn't eat them. And here the theories clash. One version, the most sensational, says Gustave kills for sport. Another, more careful, tears that apart. According to a local expert, crocodiles never kill for fun. They have very few feeding needs, and once a prey is dead, it isn't consumed entirely except in very special circumstances, which would explain why many of Gustave's victims, human or livestock, turned up almost whole, with only a few parts missing. A corpse people found intact didn't mean a whimsical killer. It meant perhaps a predator that kills, stores, and sometimes never comes back. And there's an even more uncomfortable possibility, one that forces us to look beyond the crocodile. Remember where we are. In 1993, a full civil war broke out between rival ethnic factions, Hutus and Tutsis, lasting more than 10 years and killing around 200,000 Burundians. That same expert noted that bodies from the war carried down the river may have been wrongly attributed to Gustave. This changes everything, because it means the number that made this animal famous may not fully belong to him. Let's talk about that number. Gustave is rumored to have killed as many as 200 or 300 people in the Ruzizi River area and the northern shores of Lake Tanganyika, though a more recent estimate holds that the real figure is probably 60 people or fewer, between 60 and 300. That gulf says it all. Several researchers have pointed out that in regions with frequent crocodile attacks, multiple attacks are often attributed to a single known predator. A chaotic river, a war, bodies in the water, and a monster with a name to pin all the blame on. So we finally arrive at the big question. Could this animal be stopped? Did anyone manage to solve the mystery of Gustave? They tried. The 2004 documentary, Capturing the Killer Croc, followed an attempt to trap Gustave with a custom-built cage nearly 10 meters long. A cage trap weighing almost a ton, with a hidden infrared camera inside. They tried various baits, and none lured Gustave or any other animal. They also set 3 enormous snares along certain shores to improve the odds. Smaller crocodiles were caught, but Gustave was not. And then, on the final night, the one thing happened that seemed to close the circle, without closing it. They placed a live goat inside the cage, and after a night of storms, the team returned to find the cage partly submerged and the goat gone. Whether Gustave was responsible remains a mystery. The camera that night had failed because of the storm. No footage, no proof, no answer. And that's how it's always been with Gustave. In a 2019 article about traveling in Burundi, a writer reported hearing that Gustave had been killed. But note this, those later claims were never backed by physical evidence, which only fed the idea that he was nearly impossible to stop. There was never a body, never a final photograph, never anyone standing beside something conclusive. So what really happened to Gustave? How many did he truly kill? Is he still out there, in the dark waters of Tanganyika, waiting for his next 3-year wave? The truth is, we don't know. And maybe that's the most chilling answer of all. The absence of evidence is, from this distance, indistinguishable from a 6-meter crocodile lying in wait in deep water.